Hi, my name is Miriam.
I'm Nav.
It's Colleen.
And this is In My Humble Opinion. We're here to discuss pretty much anything and everything and put our spin on it and make it sound funny and make it sound interesting and just make it fun, and anything and everything goes. So I was watching TV the other night and I saw Rick Perry, and he makes me laugh. He makes me laugh my behind off. Absolutely hilarious, man. Kind of an idiot, but that's just my opinion.
Question for you. Who's Rick Perry?
He's the governor of Texas, and he's running as the for the Republican Party in the United States. And he's not very smart.
But then again, he's a Republican candidate. Did you expect him to be smart?
Well, he's a presidential candidate. I did expect him to be kind of smart.
Again, going back to the comment of a presidential candidate, have you met besides the current president, have any of them been?
John Kerry was smart. Bill Clinton was smart. And are
you having a Rick Perry moment?
Hillary Clinton. Yeah, I am having a Rick Perry moment.
Of the ones you just mentioned so far, only one of them actually was president.
Well, as a candidate, you need to know things. You need to know different branches of the government. You can't just be there silenced and scoffed because you don't know the different parties or agencies in your government are agriculture, defense,
energy,
health, education. He didn't know the third agency. How do you not know the third agency?
But when you're on camera, when you're under the spotlight, you're in the middle of a debate, you can flounder. It's easy to flounder. You're floundering now. So you've ummed and awed for the past 30 seconds.
Yes.
So why can't Rick Perry and ah?
Because
he literally said,
and then he said, oops, I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the branch that I'm trying to speak
But
about.
I actually think him admitting that he didn't know is a better sign than him faking it.
He's running for president of United States. How do you not know the branches of your government, the agencies that are part of your government?
And Kane's any better?
Well, no, not really, but the difference is he wasn't the one that's being questioned. He wasn't being questioned about his scandalous behavior. He wasn't being questioned about, different agencies in the government. Perry was.
So you'd rather have a pizza executive who's got scandals behind him rather than a guy who made one flub on television?
No, I don't want him to be a president. First of all, it's not even my country, so I don't really care. But it's not that I want him to be a president. It's that I feel that, yes, Kane is a representative of the Koch brothers. Understandable, and he's an absolute scandalous person who is...
I think he's an idiot,
well,
personally.
Obviously he is, but he was not being questioned about different branches of the government. Perry pulled a Palin, pretty much.
Okay, fine. Perry pulled a Palin. But Palin is a people's candidate, was a people's candidate. Wouldn't Perry's people be able to turn this around and make him into a people's candidate?
So are you saying that majority of people in the U.S. are stupid?
If you'd like me to say it, then yes, I'm going to say it. Majority of the voting public in any country. Look at okay, I'm just going to bring it back to Toronto.
Okay.
We have Rob Ford as mayor.
Right.
Do you think that he is comparative to Rick Perry, Palin, or to what you would consider the presidential candidates that are decent? Do you
I
think
would compare him to Rob Ford because he has his own idiotic ideas and he is, in his own way, a horrible leader. It's not like you can't compare crap with crap. You can't compare...
Yes, you can. Why would I compare apples to oranges when I compare apples to apples?
Right, but Ford is not running for a president of a country where he's going to be in negotiation and discussions with leaders of other countries. He's going to be... Ford is only going to be discussing issues and matters with other people that are within his community and within Toronto.
Let's move him up. Let's go up to our level of who we have or what the other countries have. We've got Harper as our leader. Do you consider him?
He's far more educated. He's far more suitable as a president. As a prime minister, as Perry would ever be. I do not agree with his philosophies and his political views, but at the same time, yes, I would give him much more credit than I would give Perry.
Okay. What about some of the European leaders? I think the German leader, the Chancellor, Angela Merkel, fabulous woman, great leader. But would you trust, say, the Italian Prime Minister, I can't even pronounce his name, the hooker lover?
The hooker lover.
That's his name.
That's the name I'm going with, the
guy
hooker lover.
How many times has he been to jail? 2,500? No, to the court, sorry. He's been to court 2,500 times. I still think politically he's far more knowledgeable than Perry. I think he knows much more about his country and he's much more involved. Perry suggested that he wants, as soon as he becomes into the office, he wants to cut out the department, the agency of commerce. And that solely deals with the economical turnarounds and churning of the economy in U.S. How do you cut out the agency that deals with your country's economy? So he's planning to cut that out. Versus if you look at Italy right now, what's happening in Italy and with the Eurozone and how they're in so much debt and they're too big to fail and they're too, big to lose and to support right now. Their president or their prime minister are fully aware of what's happening. They're not boycotting any agencies that's going to be taking care of that aspect of their country.
Yeah, but if you're talking about the leader of the country of Italy, he's covering his own ass. He does not care about his country right now. His stipulations were to the Eurozone, the European Union, as to what he needed to get out. He's not helping the Italians. He's helping himself. And that's what every political leader does, is they are there to help themselves, not the community at large. It's a power grab.
Right, but at the same time, he found a solution, and he found an individual that found a country that was able to buy their debt, what was it, at 6%, 0.6%, and the fact that he put the initiatives, yes, he's a very...
yeah, but who got them into that position in the first place? Everyone's talking about what they're doing in the future. Everyone has forgotten that someone put them in that position in the first place. The Greek community, the Greek government, they are the ones that had to go out there and get those loans. Italy did the same thing. So yes, France and Germany and other countries are helping out with the debt right now and restructuring their debt. You can't turn it around and say, well, they're doing a good job letting other people fix their problems. That would be like you going into debt with your husband to buy a car and getting your mom to fix it for you. Say, Mommy, can you give me money to pay for my car? That's what they're doing.
Right, I can't disagree with you there, but at the same
Damn straight
time...
you can't disagree with me because I'm right.
Right, but, okay, at the same time, yes, I understand that the political leaders have put the country at where they are, but it's not just the political leader, it's that 1%. It's the 1%, the capitalists within everybody. It's
wah with the capitalists. You're a capitalist. Everyone at this table has capitalist tendencies.
Right, but we don't crush other people just because we want to get what we want to get out of it.
You might not.
Well, you're evil. I would not crush anybody to get what I want.
Evil backwards is live or live. That's all I'm trying to do. Is all of us work jobs to pay for food, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go sit in whatever, near St. Jarvis Church and occupy Toronto in order to make a difference. All you're doing is blocking traffic. It's pissing me off.
What they're doing
and taking drugs and overdosing.
Drugs in the tents. And I was listening on the radio today, and they're going to the bathroom around the tents.
Actually, they prefer to call them yurts right now.
Well, the only thing that they're doing is they're making a mess out of everything is around them. And they're not actually helping anybody. They're not helping anything. They're not, their message is confusing. They don't have a united message. Some people want their student loans to disappear. Some people want their, their mortgages to disappear. But it's not. It's not that easy.
It is that easy. It's like the London riots. When you look back and you listen to some of those disgruntled youth talking about, well, my mom and dad are paying for my school because I can't go out and get a job. It's because you won't work for minimum wage. You expect to walk out of school with your degree and end up in a management position. Sure. I'm sorry, I didn't leave school and get a management position. I worked my ass to get to where I am.
right now in Canada, what was the unemployment rate 2 days ago? Was it at like 8% or 9%?
Could be.
So
Let's
at
say between 8 and
8% unemployment rate, you get out of university or college with $30,000 to $60,000 of debt. You get out of university and you can't find a job because somebody with 10 years of experience still can't find a job. Are you telling me that you, as a new grad, should
I
be
would
grateful?
go to Fort McMurray and I will work at Tim Hortons at $30 an hour
And
or
that's the problem.
$13
Like,
an
there's
hour.
a difference
They
between
won't
willing
take.
to work and cannot find work. Right. So the unemployment rate may be high, but these people are choosing not to work. There is employment out there for them. They're just very picky. They're spoiled because, as she said, as soon as you graduate, they feel that they need to have some management position. I didn't have management position. I worked my ass up the way.
I don't think that's it. There's nothing out there right now. You can't expect.
What do you mean there's nothing out there?
There's
Open
no
up
jobs
any
out there.
newspaper. There are tons of positions
kidding
out
me?
there. I can quit my job today and I will have a new job in 2 weeks.
Yes, working at Tim Hortons. If you
Oh,
went
no,
to
no, no,
university,
no, no,
you
no,
gotta-
no, no, no.
Not
If
necessarily.
I had to like pay my mortgage, which I do have to do, and I know that I have to do that, I will work at Tim Hortons. I will work minimum wage.
with an
These kids-
engineering degree, when you spend 4 years in university,
Doesn't matter. If you've got loans to pay, you pay those loans. When I graduated, I had $65,000 in debt. I did not go out. I did not see any of my friends. I did not go on vacation. In 2 years, I paid off my loans.
Yeah, but that's
These
you.
kids sit at home in their parents' basement complaining. I deserve this. I spent 4 years of my parents'
Actually-
money in school doing this.
Technically,
That's true.
they're intense right now.
No,
So-
that's the certain individuals in the Occupy Toronto. If you wanted to, if they really wanted to do something and band together, do something about it. Don't sit around and demean the people who have taken the Occupy Toronto trademark. Remember those that couple that trademarked the Occupy whatever? Don't badmouth them. They found something, they did something about it. You're doing something about something now. You're not sitting on your back end and saying, oh, I deserve something. Give it to me. You go out and you make something of yourselves.
But at the same time, I personally believe that these individuals, and I don't mean just to occupy Toronto people, I mean occupy every state, every province, every city right now, whatever's happening right now. I think they're trying to send out a message that the 1% of the richest of the rich they're taking over everything, and they're taking our money, and they're taking our time, and they're taking our youth and everything that we worked for and our parents worked for. Yet we're sitting around, or we finished university and we still haven't accomplished anything in our lives.
I'm sorry, if I was to die today, my obituary would be full of stuff. So you
But
might
that's
not feel.
you.
No, but that's what I'm saying is they can do something. They just have to. They're doing something right now by occupying Toronto. Why not take that intuition and that initiative and put it to something that will help them pay their loans?
But they are trying to help themselves. They're trying to get
By
the world to
annoying the
notice.
shit out of everybody else.
Why? They're in a park. What do they have to do with you?
You work downtown?
No.
Then be thankful.
Neither do I.
Because
Yeah, see? Aren't we lucky? Happy to them.
see, you guys, you know, you are defending people that don't really actually affect you. When I work on University
She's
in Richmond.
defending people.
She is, not you.
Okay.
You're
I'm
on my side.
Well, okay, wait.
That's why
I'm
we put you
defending
in the
people
middle.
because I think everybody has a voice and everybody has a right to say what's on their mind, and everybody has the right to express and protest against something that they don't believe in and they think that it's unjust. And right now, what's happening with the world, with the economy, with the 1% that's the richest of the richest right now, everybody else has the right to rise against them. In the 70s, people were rising against Vietnam. Sorry, it was the 60s. They were rising against Vietnam. And this is our Vietnam right now.
Oh,
This
no,
is
no, no, no,
our-
no, 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 no. Do
You
not
I don't know.
compare
I
a war
can't, yeah.
to this. I'm sorry. My father served, and you cannot sit here and compare a war
I'm not comparing
to
a war.
a
I'm
bunch
comparing-
of privileged children living in tents expecting something to be
Not
given to them.
everybody's privileged. Not every single, not
Okay,
not
the
just
first-
Toronto.
let me ask you
the
this.
entire, we're talking everybody that's involved in the Occupy. And the whole Occupy, I would like to call it campaign because I don't know what else to call it. But
Stupidity. You can call
it's
it
not a
the Occupy
stupidity. It's
stupidity.
a campaign. It's a protest.
But they're
against
not doing
something that
anything
they
but
believe in.
overdose. They're not doing anything but
That's true.
overdosing
I'm
themselves.
sorry. So if the overdose, where are they getting the money to buy the drugs?
That's what I would like to know.
And drug dealers come over for free.
Oh please, drug
For
dealers
free?
are capitalists. We make they not we.
Excuse me.
Freudian slip there. They make money. They're not going to give away their drugs for free. Here, have a sample pack.
Imagine, have a sample
I have
pack.
a blister pack for you. Would you like to try some heroin today, some coke, or
It's actually
some
meth.
Well,
She would know.
But
she would know. She's their defense lawyer
because
sitting
they
there,
actually,
right?
because they actually got one of the people in Vancouver. They got the autopsy from them, and he OD'd on meth.
Again,
But
meth is not cheap.
how do you know that?
I read.
Okay.
If you want to get high, you will find a way to get high. You will find money to get high. Why not take that money that you're using to get high and put it towards your damn student loan?
Are you telling me that other students don't smoke up and don't get high?
Yeah, but the next morning they wake up and they go to their low
How
rent,
do you know
minimum
that?
wage
How
job.
do you know that? There must be students that OD and they die in their parents' bedroom, and the parents are so freaking ashamed of
They're
telling
not
everybody.
sitting in Occupy Toronto though, making
Because
a fool
the
of
parents
themselves.
are ashamed, and they're probably like the Persians and the Indians that they want to hide their kids, and I don't want the entire world to know my child just OD'd.
Yes, but if, I'm sorry, as an Indian and as a Persian,
Yeah.
as three ethnic minorities, if our parents knew that we were sitting in Occupy Toronto, they would drag our ass out
Not
of
my
that
dad.
and say, what is wrong with you? One, you're bringing shame to the family. Two, you can go work in Uncle Satnam's trucking company or get your taxi license. You will find, you do something.
I just get the look.
Or she'll just get the look.
You know the look?
My parents will be like, "Oh, nice, you found the tent. Stay there. Don't come home." But like, okay, if
I
you
asked
believe in it, I'm pretty sure your parents will be like, "If you believe in it, then fight for it."
Well,
Because that's how you learn to fight in life. That's how you learn to fight for your case in life.
but what is it going to benefit them?
What are
Like,
they
what are they
fighting for?
gaining from this?
They're trying to get the message across that, you know what, that 1% rich, pay attention to them. The 1% that's out there is taking everything, and the 99% of us are sitting around and we're not getting anything out of this.
So by ODing,
Not ODing, that's just,
okay,
that's just,
but by taking drugly substances, by getting the community to step in, giving them, because I've seen them hand off the degree samples, all their samples that should be going elsewhere to say people in poverty and whatnot. What are they gaining from this? Because it seems to me we're getting nowhere with this, honestly. Like, what are they gaining? Because they're a whole bunch of lazy folks. That's what they are. They're lazy. We didn't have to do it. When we graduated, we got out there, we worked, we climbed our way up the ladder, we paid for our bills. Why? What makes them any different?
I think they were just, maybe they just hopped the wagon, the Occupy wagon, and they're trying to get a free ride out of it. But at the end of the day, yes, maybe I don't agree with every point that they have. I still say that their message is not as clear as it should be. They're not fighting for one united point. But at the same time, they're allowed to say what they have to say.
I'm
they are
not
allowed
disagreeing
to
that
protest.
point. They can say whatever they want. They should have some meaning behind what they're saying.
Exactly.
They
There's
don't.
no meaning. There's no fundamental understanding of what they're even protesting against. You can complain about the 1% having all the money in the world. Most of those people that have the money and the power started off just like the rest of us. Yes, there are those that have the silver spoon and went to Harvard and was paid for by their parents. But a lot of these entrepreneurs started off just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
So don't sit back in your yurt or your tent and complain that you can't. It's a big giant tent that has a bathroom in it.
Gross.
That you
Free
can't
rent,
get
laziness.
a job. You can't do this. You can't pay your mortgage. You can't do that. Go out and do something about it. Don't sit in a tent and expect someone to say, "Here, let me give you a welfare check."
You want to scare them away? Send Joe Paterno to them. That should scare them away.
But Joe, okay, don't get me started on the Joe Paterno thing. I don't think he should have been fired.
Why?
Excuse me?
No. Joe?
Why?
Okay, he.
Get your boot off.
Okay, I'm going to move away from here. He stepped up and said he was going to resign. If you look back at the history of it, he did step in and he did go to the authorities at the school. He went to the president and said, there is an alleged, what's the word I'm looking for?
Sex offender, rapist, child molester.
There is a child stating that Sadusky has done something. My grad student believes that he's seen it. He left it to those that were supposed to do something about it to do something.
15 years this has been going on.
He only knew of one incident according to him. According to him. I said according to him. Don't give me that look.
I'm not giving you a look.
But the question to me, okay, my question to you is this. The grad student still ended up working for him. The grad student's an assistant coach. So why are they not firing him? Why didn't he follow through? Why didn't he keep going to the authorities?
They
didn't.
did. He did.
The
Yes, he
assistant
did.
coach is still on staff.
He went to the campus police. They notified
15 years ago.
They went to the campus police 15 years ago. The child, one of the children that got molested,
The 10-year-old.
one of them. There's a dozen of them.
No, but I'm saying this all stemmed from the first child that was a 10-year-old that the grad assistant saw Sadowski coming out of the men's bathroom with this child. They went to the president and the vice president and campus police. It is then up to those who are in power and authority to do something about it. If they did their investigation and the investigation that they decided to do, they didn't take it to the outside authorities. That's why I understand that the president's been fired. That makes sense to me. Joe Paterno makes no sense to me why he was let go.
15 years ago, this student, this assistant,
the grad
student saw Jerry having sex with this kid. The kid was on the ground and Jerry was on top of the kid having sex with him. No, you're gonna talk about it. Let's put it all out in the open.
I'm saying that is what CNN said, but what Fox said was completely different.
You listen to Fox?
No, and then you go to NPR.
But Fox is a gossip station.
Let's get real. It's a completely different story.
You listen to a Murdoch station?
Yes,
seriously?
there's no Murdoch station.
Okay,
but
no.
It depends on which story you're listening to.
Okay, but at the end of the day, it boils down to he molested so-and-so. So get back to your point.
Okay, so he molested this child. The grad student comes in and he sees him on top of a child. And this is from a UK, I think it was Telegraph, UK Telegraph. It doesn't matter where it comes from.
Why Paterno should be like
so the grad student then went to the campus police, to Paterno, to the dean of the university, and explained the scenario to all three individuals of what's happening. Paterno turns around and doesn't say anything about it. The dean decides whether, I don't remember exactly what the story was, whether he decided to cut his hours or cut his time, or I don't remember exactly what he planned to do. But all of that got dropped within the 6-month period where everybody was notified. The DA knew about it. The child's parents knew about it.
I'm still waiting for you to give me a reason as to why Paterno should be fired.
The same reason why when a priest has sex with a child, the Vatican the Pope should get fired from his freaking position because he doesn't do anything about it. That's why.
So the DA should be let go is what you're saying.
Absolutely. Everybody that turned a blind eye to this issue should be let go. Everybody that turned a blind eye, you know what? Put them in a jail. Get somebody to do the same act that these guys, this jerk off did to the child.
Paterno may have been silent on this. I'm not disagreeing there. I was not there 15 years ago. I'm there now listening to other people's stories of this story. But at the end of the day, the person who committed the crime should be put on trial. That I understand. I understand the authorities not doing what they needed to do. What I don't understand is why they fired Paterno. To your point, to the past 4 minutes, you still haven't told me why.
So why do you feel that he should not have been let go?
Because if we take this particular case and you apply it to general life, everyone who is silent should be let go of their positions.
Absolutely.
So if you see a crime happen and you don't report it, we should have you fired from your job.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's, if
you work
morally, how could you not say anything?
Exactly.
But he did.
No, he didn't.
You take it further. This is not something lightly that you brush out of the table. This is something.
Is a child.
It's a child and it's sexual abuse.
I'm not disagreeing that. I agree that sexual abuse should be, the perpetrator and those that are involved with it should be.
But the minute he saw something and the minute he said something, he became involved.
So then the board of directors who also knew about this, why are they not being let go?
Oh, they should. I don't disagree with you.
I don't disagree with you. They should.
If you're going to go after one, you have to go after all.
I agree with you, but it's who's to say that their time's not going to come?
But how easy is it to get rid of, how old is Paterno? Like 2 days younger than God. How easy is it to get rid of the guy who is this close to retirement and he's done and over with? He's what, 70-something years old now?
But he was planning on retiring at the end of the season anyway.
Easy buyout.
So
but
why?
It's much easier. But Penn State is also, to Penn State University, apparently football is as important as church.
Yeah,
and it's probably the more important as church. So it's much more understandable that they pick the coach and say, okay, you know what, he got to go, you have to go too because you knew about it, rather than get rid of the entire staff of the university that fully was aware of what was happening.
So you're saying that they used a media darling as a scapegoat?
Absolutely.
So wouldn't it would have been easier on Penn State to get rid of staff rather than force this into the media and force Penn State's football program into the media?
I think what forced it into the media was the families that leaked it out.
Okay, fine. The families
And
leaked it
people
out. Why
kept
is
coming out.
Sandusky's program still running then? Because this was part of his National Child Youth Program that has some of the biggest names out there as part of their board. Why is that still running? Why is that still being funded?
Because it has biggest names in the world on there.
Money and power.
Money and power.
Money and power. Especially
Capitalism.
in the States.
We'll go back to capitalism.
Money and power.
Again. Capitalism. That's what the problem is.
Capitalism is not the problem.
That's what the problem is.
Damn commie.
We should go to communism and just all live in a communist country. Oh my God, I'm going to get shot after
No,
this.
we can live in a communist country. Will you give up your RAV4? Will
Sure.
you give up your shoes? Will you give up makeup? Will you give up deodorant?
Yeah, I smell good. I'll give it up.
You'll give it all up to live in a communist country where you're
That's not
equal
how
to everyone,
communism
where
works.
you will share everything with everybody. You live in a yurt.
I'll share shoes with you.
We're not the same size, sweetie.
Yeah?
It doesn't work.
Don't look at me. I'm not going to become a communist. I'm sorry.
How do you not want to be a communist? It's such a good state of living. See, this is why we should not. When people watch TV,
Oh, God,
and
not
they
this.
learn so much from TVs, TV programs. This is what happens. We just need to boycott TV.
We're not boycotting TV.
We should.
We're not boycotting TV.
I'm sorry, I can't do that.
We need to.
I can't. But think of the shows that you'll be giving up. Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm.
You love Sheldon Cooper.
I love Sheldon Cooper.
I can't boycott TV. That primarily.
Actually, I don't want to ever give up Bill. I can't give up Bill Maher. Yeah, it's impossible.
I'm not saying
But-
anything.
Holy. So,
Well, if you're going to talk about Bill Maher,
hey, do not get into, no. You can't call my man gay.
I wasn't about to. I was going to say it looks kind of like a penguin, but that's fine. That's my segue into
Does
gay
not look like
penguins.
a penguin.
Okay, he doesn't look like a penguin. But I would like to talk about something a bit lighter than Bill Maher.
The gay penguins.
My favorite, the gay penguins.
They're not gay, but
They're
yes,
very
the
gay.
socially bonded penguins.
They're gay.
They're not gay.
Look at them. You can totally see them.
It's a bromance.
A bromance.
Bromance.
What did you refer them to? Like, what did you say that they're similar to Indian men holding pinkies?
Okay, in India, it is tradition for two men who are friends to hold pinkies and walk down the street. It is the same in a lot of Asian countries to show affection for your brethren. What? It's true. Google it.
You're gonna walk down.
Laughing at me. You don't buy it?
I don't buy it at all.
Okay, Google it. Look it up. It's like what they totally do it. Trust me. They hold pinkies and they walk down the street.
Russell Peters said they do.
Then it must be true.
Well,
Russell Peters
when
never
I was in
lies.
Ghana, it's customary for guys to walk down and hold hands.
hands.
It's just
It's just a show of
Yeah.
love and affection for your brethren
We're not brethren, so
or your
just hold on.
sistren.
Sister?
But they're not. They are not.
They're
gay.
very gay. They're gay. Look, they're holding hands. You can actually see them. Oh, gay lions too. But
Okay, Buddy and Pedro are socially bonded
no,
penguins.
I think they should just
considered
let them be. They should let them be. It's
They're
okay
letting
to be
them
gay.
be.
It's fine
There's
to be
no
gay.
issues with them being gay.
But they're forcing them to go and mate with other female penguins. And
in the words
listen.
of in the words of one of the curators of the zoo, his exact words about the penguins were that Pedro is a young penguin. He was taken under the
It's
wing of
molested.
Buddy, who is 21 years old. Pedro has never been with a female penguin. Let the man experiment. Maybe he will like it.
Wait, Pedro was the young one?
Pedro's the young one.
Okay, so Buddy is
Buddy is the Elton John to the David Furnish. Furnish.
Mervish.
No, Mervish is Toronto.
Okay, so I think the solution to this problem should be that we should let the penguins to like
We really gonna argue this
adopt a baby penguin
But who's going to mate with the female penguin so they can have
There's
the
so
penguin?
many. There's so many
There's
orphaned penguins, baby penguins that these two.
Orphaned penguins in the world. At the zoo?
We have abundance of penguins at the zoo.
At the zoo.
We do.
There's 2 male breeding penguins, and you want to. They want to separate them only for the breeding period, and then they can go back to hanging out and having their bromance.
Okay, but
basically,
you can't make a gay penguin to go straight.
He's not gay. He's socially bonded.
They
have never had sexual relations.
How do you know that? Were you
The
there
no,
when
the
the other one
curator
was like,
has
"Come on,
stated
buddy,
this.
let's go"?
The
Come on.
curator and the bird trainers have stated this, that they have never.
They're trying to cover it. They're the Vatican.
They're not. Oh my God.
They're the Vatican.
Why are we bringing the Vatican into this?
I don't know, because it's just sounding
Are
good.
you having an anti-church moment?
Yes. I always have an anti-church moment.
They're not gay.
Catholics.
I hate.
How do you hate Catholics?
She's
hate
always
religion.
bringing in the She's always bringing in the Vatican.
I hate religion in general.
Well, if you're going to bring in the Catholics, bring in the Duggars. They're in the 20th child.
Okay, I had a problem with that, and I stated it the other day, and I have to say it again, that spawning and shitting out children is not a sport, and the fact that you can shit out 20 children.
She's only on 19. She's
Okay,
having
well,
the 20th.
at 45, you should get your legs tied up.
She can't.
and
It's against the church.
Screw your stupid church, and you should get your legs tied up because that's absolutely unacceptable for you to pop out children. I'm sorry.
I'm moving out of the
Why are you apologizing
to
to
somebody that believes in church?
I don't believe in
her
her
church.
faith. 20 children?
20 children?
20
You can't
children?
even take care of your children as is. You don't even know the name of your goddamn children. One of your kids have Down syndrome, and you will find out in 5 years what your child would look like. But honestly, your legs should be tied up. You are sickening. You are disgusting. And abortion was created for a reason.
Oh.
So
you've gone and done
you
it
should
now.
have.
Oh, you've gone and done it now. You stepped in something.
Oh no, I didn't.
Oh, yes,
I
you did.
meant it with every fiber of my soul.
And Pedro and Buddy is going to what?
Pedro and Buddy are gay, and they should
They're
adopt.
socially bonded.
Not gay. They should.
Maybe they
adopt.
will adopt one of the Duggars' children. They can raise the 20th
Why?
Duggar child.
They need retard children, retard penguin children. At 45, at your 20th child, that will be retarded. I'm telling you right now, it will come out with Down syndrome.
I'm sorry, she's got the backing of TLC. That child will have everything.
Right, lunatic. What did I call it? Lunatic trashy channel.
That would be
Sorry,
LTC.
trashy lunatic channel. My dyslexic just came out.
I'm just going to move this away from you before you start wearing it.
It's the water.
Are you sure?
Smell it. See?
Okay, it's water.
I don't know about that one, but mine is water.
Okay, I know you have something to say about
So
that.
I
Her
like
abortion
flavored
comment.
water.
All right. Flavored my behind.
So, okay.
I don't know why you hating. Always hating on a black person. It's okay.
Okay, so now you hate on black people. What do you have against ethnic people? You hate the church. You hate
Persians.
You hate
no,
Persians.
I don't hate Persians. I don't hate Persians.
She does hate Persians.
No. I have nothing against ethnic people. I strongly believe that if you're 45 years old and you've already had 19 children and they don't look like they have high IQs, and you don't look like somebody that has high IQ, you should be giving birth to more. There's something called birth control, and if your church is against it, leave the church.
Who are you to stop them, tell them that they can't have children?
I'm somebody that I don't want to get killed by your idiot children texting while they're driving. So yeah, I'm the person that drives behind their dumbass children.
But the Duggars don't live in Toronto, so
Well,
who's...
I'm addressing this to every idiot out there that has 20 children, or about to have 20th child, that thinks that their their church says that it's perfectly fine with having that many children.
So
But-
Colleen just made a good point.
They had it back in the day.
Back in the day, we needed to rebuild after the flood. We don't need to rebuild after the flood anymore.
How do you know the flood's
When
coming?
I'm saying back in the day, I'm not talking about 2,000 years ago. I'm talking about like our parents and our grandparents.
Okay, they didn't know about condoms. Now we know about condoms.
What makes you think that?
I know about condoms. If you don't know, I can explain what condoms are to you.
And then, what if it was a choice for them?
Okay, but back in the days, they can afford it. They didn't need to.
No, they couldn't. They
Well,
had
whatever, they
children
could-
in order because the children
They
were
had
gonna
farms,
survive.
and they needed the children to work in a farm in order for them to
What
make
are the
money.
Duggars doing? They're pretty much
They're
doing the same
for
thing.
publicity. That's what they're having children's for publicity
They
only.
had children before they came into into the public light.
They
But
had
she's
17
trying to
kids.
break a Guinness World Record for the amount
Well,
of children you can shit out. Like,
Says who?
Listen, the way
You have
I
20
see it,
kids. You become part of the.
and not that I
Guinness World
support it,
Record.
because yeah, you're right. Like, she's 45. I'm just looking at down below, and I know that
That region's gone.
it's done for.
Grand
However,
frickin' Canyon. It's a hot dog down a
I
hallway
more
kind of
appreciate
sex.
it because it's from the same wife and husband as opposed to the polygamists.
What it is? It's a hot dog down a hallway.
Just saying.
She's not enjoying it.
can't
She's just
stop
popping those kids
looking.
out.
I have an image in my head of you grabbing a hot dog and throwing it down the hallway.
Me?
No, not you. I mean in general.
Why
Sorry.
would I do
Oh,
that?
that's
No, but
hilarious.
I found it strange when she was pregnant with, I think it was kid number 19, and kid number 2 was pregnant with her first child.
Yeah.
That was bizarre to me.
That was kid number 2?
Kid number 2 was pregnant with her first child whilst she was pregnant with kid number 19.
Her second child, which is her daughter, was pregnant for the first time while she was on child number 19. While the mother, which is AKA grandma, was on child number.
Okay, see, that's
19.
perfectly fine. That's
How is that perfectly fine?
Because I'm a product of that. My mom and my grandma were pregnant at the same time. But that's
Oh,
perfectly
sorry,
fine.
what?
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
yeah, but you're still not understanding the logic though. You're a product of that, yes, but
Was
your
your grandmother
mom,
on kid number 19?
No, my grandmother was like, she was on kid number 3, but that's a different story. Or 4.
Exactly.
Kid number 4. Yeah, kid number 4. The difference is, I go back to what I said. Get your leg closed, walk away from your church, and stop producing children. You're 45 years old.
But I don't think it's her. I don't think it's their church. I think it's just them because you don't hear of any reports from any other members of their church that have exceeded
It's
the
because
amount of
she
children.
is the church. All her and her family
Exactly.
is the entire congregation of the damn church. there's no pew space for anyone else. It's just them. It really is just them. And a priest or a pastor. Bless him.
Billy Bob, what's his name?
Thornton?
Jim Bob? What's his name? Billy Bob? Jim Bob?
I don't watch the show.
Joe
You
Bob?
know way too much about a TV show you don't watch.
For someone who
No,
don't
I
watch
read it
TV.
online and I was like, this is disgusting. I am absolutely disgusted. I'm like, this cannot be happening in our world, in the 21st century,
But
where we
that's-
have iPhones and iPads.
But that's their
You
lifestyle.
cannot have 20 freaking
if
children.
she wants to mash up her down below, allow her.
You can mash up whatever you want to
But
mash
it's
up.
okay. You're not. Why should you be? You live
You're
in
not paying for her
Toronto.
kids, don't worry.
You are
I'm-
not paying
I'm-
for her
I'm
children's
trying to say-
education. You are.
TLC is.
See, I have a problem with that.
You have
That's
a problem with
the
all
very-
reality TV, though.
I do. I do.
You
I
have a
have a
problem with
TV.
the
Boycott
Kardashians.
TV. It's garbage.
There's good stuff on TV.
Like,
Big Bang Theory.
Oh, yeah. And Discovery Channel.
Where you
Yes,
met, where
yes.
you discovered the gay penguins that you call gay when they're socially bonded.
They're not some. They're gay. Have you
Socially
seen how
bonded.
they hold leaves? In the
Leaves?
what are they called?
Leaves.
Leaves. Wings. They
Okay.
hold wings and they walk down. They're cute. Are they African? They're African. They're African penguins. They're African penguins, right?
No comment, Nav.
They are
no
African
comment.
penguins. Oh my god. You guys are.
If they're African penguins, that falls back to what Colleen said earlier about Ghanaian men and holding hands. It's just men holding hands. You can't humanize penguins and give them human stereotypes. I know I'm going back to the gay penguins.
I like gay penguins.
Back to reality TV.
Oh.
You hate the Kardashians.
Because I'm pro intelligence?
She's smart. She's made $18 million in that wedding. You're anti what other reality shows?
She divorced. She divorced.
They're not
him after-
divorced. He
All
won't
the
sign it.
desperate wife things.
The
from
Real
one-
Housewives?
That one. I cannot stand them.
I don't watch it. So
It's disgusting. Oh, what's the other one that I don't
But it's like
like?
watching Jerry Springer. You watch it because it makes your life look so much better.
you watch
It
Jerry
brings
Springer?
down your IQ
I used to
level.
when I was in university.
Noza's grandmother, my husband's grandmother, is 86 years old, and she doesn't speak a word of English. Yet she watches Jerry Springer's every day at 3 p.m. She turns it on. She doesn't understand what the hell's going on. She just likes when they beat the
It's
hell out of each other.
entertaining.
She loves it.
I'm guessing Nazir's grandma is Persian?
Yeah.
Yeah, we come from a community of violence. We do. Persians and Indians come from a community of violence. We enjoy watching it on television.
And she says that too, pointing at the black girl.
I'm not pointing at anybody. I'm not judging. I'm
Some more flavored water.
It's on TV.
just saying, on television,
Can
a
I
little
get
bit of
some water,
violence
please?
is okay.
Drink that.
Same.
Okay, I think this was the best show so far.
It's the only show we've done so far, so yes, it's the best out of
So
1 out of 1.
stay tuned, and if you like us, write back to the station and ask them to put us back on the air, and hopefully they'll listen to you and they'll put us back on the air. We're pretty
Can we
entertaining.
do a shout out to Randy?
Yes, we would like to do a shout out.
who's
to
Randy?
We would love to do a shout out to Randy, and thank you so much for having us on the air, the internet
And
air,
our tech guy.
and our awesome Aaron for putting us on and for editing and making this look so awesome. And hopefully Randy will put us back on. And
thatchannel.com.
check out thatchannel.com. And
What are all your names again?
Miriam,
Nav.
Colleen.
and we'll be back soon. And the name of our show is In My Humble Opinion.
I'm Ho.
I am H-O.
Awesome. So we will be promoting this on our In My Humble Opinion TV show.com and various domains that will come with this program. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.